It's just another thirsty Thursday. But only one more day till Friday. And that's only one day from Saturday. And Saturday is better than Sunday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Whoa, Thursday is the day that we take for granted. Because we know our Friday plans could be slanted. But today's only 2 days from the weekend. And only 36 hours from hanging with our friends. Something tells me this day won't go fine. And for dinner I think I'll have a glass of wine. Cause it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Over the hump day. Thursday, the end is in sight day, Thursday. It could be worse day. Oh, it's Thursday. That Randy Hughes and Joe Achiever is brewing some more beer at the brewery for the weekend today. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday.
Yes, it is Thursday, the Adam Palm version of that song, originally done by our very own Scrady many years ago. Several different versions, iterations of the Thursday song exist, including that one by our good friend Adam Palm.
It's the day before Friday is what it is. It's Thursday.
Yeah, and it's going to be melty today. It obviously was very melty yesterday with the sun out. High of 54 in our area with some clouds. I see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're acting like you're dribbling and then shooting.
Yeah, Badgers today.
Yes. Basketball action all day, starting at about 11, I think, this morning. And then, of course, the Badgers are at about 12:50. We'll get into that. Hypothetical Thursday, going to ask each other hypothetical questions. Office Cora is going to join us just after 8 to let us know what she's up to this weekend in the 715. One thing I know that she's doing is joining me at the VFW in Eau Claire tomorrow.
To watch some dribbling and shooting.
Dude,
basketball.
Tomorrow may be the greatest day of all time. I got a text yesterday from the boss. He wants to reschedule our stupid meeting that I hate.
Perfect, okay.
Which is supposed to be tomorrow. And I said, I was going to cancel that anyways because I got to leave right after the show and head to Eau Claire.
Because you're going to Eau Claire to hang out at an awesome VFW.
So I'm going to leave and go to the VFW in Eau Claire tomorrow for an NCAA skip day.
Ooh-hoo.
I'm going to drink beers, watch NCAA basketball with a bunch of really kick-ass people. A beautiful view of the water there.
Man, it's going to be beautiful out.
And it's going to be warm enough. I may be able to take my drinks outside.
You might be able to.
And then we're going to give away a bunch of swag. We got tickets for Rockfest. We're going to have some T-shirts and all sorts of crap. And Office Cora is going to join me at the VFW in Eau Claire tomorrow for the NCAA skip day.
To hang. You guys are going to hang.
Yeah, and then my wife's already like hammering me with all these places that have fish fry. Yesterday, she's like, well, this place is over here, and it's this many miles away, and the fish fry starts at this time, and it costs, and I'm like, honey, like,
let's just enjoy some basketball.
Yeah, so, but check into the hotel after our skip day, and then maybe get some fish fry, and yeah, good times, and we'll see what else Office Cora is up to.
Okay.
When we talk to her just after 8 a.m. Also, one of my favorite subjects, the wussification of America.
All right.
What is it that the younger people are now afraid of that is a sign of our impending doom?
I'm afraid for our coworker who's at the Minneapolis airport today trying to get through TSA.
Who that?
Blake. Puck.
Oh. Do they even have anybody working? Did you see some of the lines? Oh, man, they were all the way out into the parking garage.
That's why
Bro. Just to add that to the list of reasons I never want to get on a plane.
I was like, I wonder what time they're leaving today.
Well, and he's got special needs, right?
It's just him, I think, and his wife for the weekend. It's
so
a
no
little,
kids.
little
Okay,
getaway.
right,
But yeah, good luck with all that.
Are they pre-board pass people? Or are they? Because they don't fly very often. So, oh, Jesus. Where are they going?
His brothers in Florida
okay.
for the weekend.
Oof.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Lots of other stuff to get to. If you want to be a part of the program, rockmornings.com. Let us know what you're up to. Got requests you want to hear? Let us know about that. Didn't get any already this morning, but did get one yesterday. The guy who said, this is after the show, said, driving all over Tarnation, jamming you guys because my delivery driver had a meltdown and left.
Tarnation. I like it. I haven't heard
Tarnation
that.
very often.
Not in a while.
All right. Yeah, we'll get to it here in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
I'm sure you already know this.
What?
He's got a girlfriend.
What I'm saying is my girlfriend is in there, and I'm out here. Well, she's a girl, and she's my friend, so she's a girlfriend, but she's in there, and I'm out here.
Punch the Monkey has got himself a girlfriend. A couple of weeks ago, the internet's, of course, very concerned about Punch the Monkey at the zoo in Japan, abandoned by his mother, dragging around his stuffed animal, his orangutan. He was even bullied by some of the other monkeys in the enclosure.
Certainly was, yes.
Apparently, he's made a ton of progress. We saw an update last week where he was getting a piggyback ride, had a buddy. The latest update, however, is that he now has a girlfriend.
Don't you need to be back in the arms of your
Punch.
Yeah. Punch has been spotted kissing, cuddling, and affectionately playing with a female monkey believed to be named Momo-chan. And, of course, the video is very cute. Much different than the very sad videos when we first were introduced to Punch the Monkey a couple of weeks ago.
I couldn't handle it.
Still has his stuffed animal, by the way. But he clearly appears that he's less lonesome than he seemed just a few short weeks ago. Punch the Monkey. Getting a glow up.
Quality time. They're spending some quality time together. Sitting next to each other.
That's what you need. Little Punch the Monkey quality time.
Yes. Little couple. Little adorable little couple.
Punch found a girlfriend and you're still single, said one person on Twitter. Another noted that Momo-chan seems to be a similar color to the plush monkey.
It's very cute.
That Punch carries around with him. Some photos and videos circulating online have also shown that Punch has started to integrate with the other monkeys in the zoo, clinging less to his toy mama. So maybe a little bit of separation and growing up for Punch the Monkey. Everyone can breathe a sigh
better not break his heart.
Can breathe a sigh of relief.
Don't hurt him.
Yeah. The internet's coming for you if you mess around with Punch. We've got. I know you're not into this stuff. I know you're not, but Gene, we got some problems.
Is this the asteroid with Ohio that they didn't warn people about?
Dude, that's not. Did you know we've had like 9 of them in the last 2 days?
No.
Over different parts of the world,
No.
and one of them. Did you see the one in Texas?
No.
It didn't. What do meteorites do when they come to the ground?
They.
Straight line, right?
Yeah. Well,
Do they go back up?
And they burn out.
Do they go back up?
What do you mean go back up?
Do they go back up?
What do you mean go back up?
Do they go back up? Answer my question.
They come down and they go back up?
Do they go back up?
No.
Well, this one in Texas did.
Gravity.
No. Aliens.
What do you mean?
Watch the video. That's all I'm going to say. Videos. Watch all of them. The meteorite in Texas came down like this, all glowing orange, and then all of a sudden it said, nah, I think I'm good, bruh, and went up. And then it went back down, and it went back up again. We got a problem. We have got an issue, Gene. We have got a problem with the meteorites. A mysterious fireball that was making turns that seemed to defy the laws of physics, spotted by multiple people in Texas on Tuesday night. Videos capturing the object over the Red Oak flooding social media over Red Oak in Texas. Orange fireball didn't move in a straight line like a shooting star. Instead, it was seen zigzagging through the sky. Have you ever seen a meteorite zigzag, Gene? Are you
I'm
watching?
trying to find real news about this. It looks like it's internet news. You know what I mean? It's not, doesn't...
Official, there's videos, Gene. That's all you need to know.
Okay, all right.
And they're not on TikTok.
Sure.
Officials have not yet
And they're
identified the object. The bizarre fireball seen just hours after a series of rare meteor sightings across the world from the U.S. to Turkey to Australia. Residents across Pennsylvania and Ohio, of course, Tuesday morning. We heard about that one earlier this week.
That they didn't tell anybody was happening.
2 days before that, witnesses saw a large fireball streaking over buildings in the populated cities of Turkey. Meanwhile, a bright green meteor was spotted burning through the night sky over Sydney, Australia. And now we got this one in Texas that is zigzagging. We got problems, Gene. We got problems.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Gene, it's getting so bad that the government, our very own United States government, that holds on to the truth, has registered aliens.gov. Trump administration registering the federal domain aliens.gov.
Well, then it's all happening for real.
Get your tinfoil.
How is that website not already claimed?
Get your tinfoil.
Aliens.com wasn't claimed?
Here we go. This is it.
Oh, my God.
This is it.
Come on.
President Donald Trump recently pledging to release more government records on the subject of UFOs or UAPs. Public Federal Registry data, first reported by 404 Media, shows the domain name that was registered this week by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which manages all the .gov domains for federal agencies, and aliens.gov. Now registered. As of Wednesday, yesterday, it was not active and did not display any content. No formal announcement accompanying the registration. Officials have not explained how the domain will be used. In other alien news, the missing general that hasn't been found yet.
The space guy.
A former colleague of the missing Air Force general disappeared while hiking months before him. Monica Riza, last seen hiking in the L.A. forest with a companion 9 months ago. Police say that she was about 30 feet behind the person that she was hiking with, smiling, waving, and then the person turned around and she vanished. Rescue teams spending days looking for her body, unable to recover any sort of evidence as to where she might be. She was an aerospace engineer that developed a special metal that was used in rockets. That project, by the way, funded by the U.S. government and overseen by retired Air Force General William McCaskill. And then he went missing. Go ahead.
Do we need tinfoil at this address? Can somebody drop off some tinfoil for a hat?
Go ahead, Gene. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me I'm an idiot.
Tinfoil.
Tell me I'm crazy. All I know is there's stuff going on.
I watched the video. It doesn't go back up. It just kind of, the car's moving.
It zigs and then it zags, and it took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. We got problems,
Aluminum
Gene.
foil. That's what
we got problems.
Make you a nice thing like that.
We got problems.
Wear it later to go watch the Badgers.
Benjamin texting in saying the green one was Marvin the Martian coming back for a few Looney Tunes reruns. Yeah, Gene.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah, Brian.
Fireballs, meteors all over the world, zigging and zagging, missing Air Force generals, aliens.gov.
Aliens.gov wasn't taken.
No.
How is that even possible?
Well, they did start Space Force, Gene,
Come on,
which
Brian.
means they knew something was coming.
Aliens.com was just available.
I like how you live in this world where you don't believe anything.
I don't believe anything.
You're over there, a non-believer.
All right.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting in front of it. So I'll be right, and then you'll be wrong.
Okay. Let's see.
Zigging and zagging over the Texas skies.
Car was driving with the video. The
Cars
car
always drive. But that doesn't change the trajectory of the meteor. It goes like this.
Burning up.
Non-believer. Over here.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tell Trump we got another non-believer. Go to aliens.gov.
You think Monica was just sucked up by a spaceship while she was hiking in the woods? Is that what we're at? Monica was just sucked up?
Maybe she fell into a teleportation hole. Some sort of teleportation device hidden in the woods of L.A. You never know. Never know, Gene. It's Rock Mornings, and sports is coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Horned Frogs, Tubal Dogs, Jayhawks, and Hawkeyes, Blue Devils, Billikens, Bruins, Panthers, and Buckeyes, Red Hawks, Red Raiders, Red Storm, Crimson Tide, Fighting Illini, Rainbow Warriors, and the Pride, Royals, Raiders, Rams, Razorbacks, Huskies, Huskers, 3 Wildcats, Cowboys, Longhorns, Bulls, Broncos, add 2 Bison, there's still 32 to go. Tar Heels, Trojans, Spartans, Knights, Boilermakers, Cyclones, Hurricanes, Owls, Sharks, and Gators, Commodores, Cardinals, and the Cavaliers, Wolverines, Vandals, and the Volunteers, Paladins, Gales, Quakers, Saints, Lancers, Cougars twice, Tigers thrice, 3 Panthers, from 2 Aggies to the Zips, that's it. Write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
It is March Madness. Now that the first 4 has wrapped up, it's time to start the tournaments. Last night, the first 4 wrapping up with a couple of games. Number 16, Prairie View A&M over number 16, Lehigh, 67-55. That is the first ever tournament win for Prairie View A&M.
For Horn, the senior, spent some time at Georgia Southern. We said first team All-SWAC. His shot making in the first half, one-on-one situations, just continued to build that margin. Prairie View A&M, let the ride continue. The Panthers win their first ever NCAA tournament game.
Obviously, as a 16 seed, you move on to face a number 1, and that would be Florida, the team that won the tournament last year. That'll be on Friday in Tampa. In the other game last night, number 11 in Miami of Ohio, a much talked about team who went undefeated in the regular season but had kind of a cupcake schedule, then lost to UMass Amherst, I believe, in their tournament, getting a play-in game as opposed to getting into the tournament. They ended up winning last night, beating SMU 89-79. They will face number 6, Tennessee, on Friday in the first round Midwestern region matchup in Philadelphia. The first round, of course, begins today at 11:15 on CBS with number 9, TCU, taking on number 8, Ohio State. Badgers are ranked 5th. They take on number 12, High Point, at 12:50 on TBS. The games will wrap up later on tonight with number 15, Idaho, taking on number 2, Houston, at 9:10 on True TV. But you've got TBS, TNT, and True TV all with the games throughout the day today, and you can obviously find those online if you want to find it. But there's,
Listen on the radio, too. 30-4 High Point team won the Big South for the second year in a row, so they're no slouch this afternoon. These Panthers finished the year on a 14-game winning streak.
Yeah,
and
they're good.
currently
They're
have
good.
one of the
They're
best offenses in the country.
Yeah, if you're looking for an upset, a 12 over a 5, and those are popular picks in brackets every single year, then that would be a good one. I mean, the Badgers look good, and they're confident going in. They obviously had a nice season and a good run in the Big Ten tournament, but High Point's no slouch.
No, and they did win last year in the first round to the Purdue Boilermakers, so do they have what it takes? And
do it again?
Are the Badgers there, and what's going on? But this afternoon, basketball, 12:40-ish.
Yeah, 16 games today, 16 games tomorrow, then the second round on Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll take a break until next weekend for the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. Bucks are off last night. They're at Utah tonight. That game is at 8 p.m., and there is a problem. The Bucks, we talked about this a bit yesterday. The Bucks, they want to shut down Giannis for the season, right? They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to make a playoff run. They might not even make the playoffs. They probably won't. And Giannis has been, injured several times this season. Big
Just
trade
the other
piece.
night, didn't he?
A lot of discussions about maybe trading him in the season, maybe off season. They want to shut him down, and he said, "No, I'm good. I don't want to get shut down." Bucks want to shut down Giannis for the remainder of the regular season after his latest injury and their postseason chances dwindling, but the two-time NBA MVP has refused the team's request and still wants to play. I'll give him a lot of credit. Look, you're paying me to do a job, and if I can do the job, I'm going to be out there doing it. But at the same time, you run the risk of this guy getting even more injured, and then the value on his stock goes down if you're trying to trade him. Bucks announced earlier this week that Antetokounmpo would be sidelined with a left knee injury, the latest setback for him. Bucks did not provide a timeline for his return. Sources say that he would miss at least a week because of a hyperextension of a bone bruise and a bone bruise in his knee. So we'll see what happens here. But there's only like 14
I was just going to say,
left.
it's the end here.
Yeah, I don't know why he feels so compelled to get out there. They're not going to do anything, but tensions are high in Milwaukee. After a prolonged labor battle, the WNBA and the Women's National Basketball Players Association have reached a verbal agreement on the terms of a new collective bargaining agreement.
I heard about this yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of salary stuff.
Just 51.
Housing, salary.
Yeah, all that stuff. 51 days before the league's 30th season is set to tip off, they have come to a verbal agreement. Now, that doesn't mean that it's set in stone. They still got to get the lawyers to hash out all of the details and all the fine prints and then sign all the documents and all that crap. But apparently they got their heads together and figured it out. It didn't seem like they were going to there for a while. But increasing the pay and all that stuff and salary cap. And boy, oh boy, we have another problem brewing. This one is in the world of hockey. The Hockey Hall of Fame. You heard about this? Said it will not give Jack Hughes the puck from his gold medal winning goal for the team at the Olympics this year. Philip Pritchard, the vice president of the Resource Center and curator for the Hockey Hall of Fame, said, quote, "Unfortunately, in the easiest words, it was never Jack's puck to own. It's been donated to us now. For every artifact that's been donated, we have a paper trail and signed paperwork of where it comes from. The golden goal puck, as well as the one that was scored by Megan Keller to win the Olympic gold for the women's team, were among the Olympic hockey items that were put on display this week at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. And apparently the rules are different. So in the NHL, obviously, if you score some sort of record-setting goal or you have some sort of game where it's an important piece of history, they'll let the player keep some of the memorabilia, whether it's the jersey or the puck or the stick or the skates or whatever. But in international play and in Olympic play, the Hockey Hall of Fame kind of has first dibs on that stuff. So the rules are different, and Jack Hughes is he's calling BS. He's not very happy about that, by the way. He wants his puck back. That's why you take the puck at the game and you don't give it to anybody. Make sure that possession is 9/10 of the law.
So this is standard operating procedure for them? It's not that,
I mean, look, it sounds like a dick move, obviously, right? Because the guy scored the goal. It might be a feather in the cap and career, notch and all that stuff. And you got plenty of other pucks. Can't I just have mine? But it sounds like the rules are different when it comes to international and Olympic play, and they're not going to give the puck back to Jack Hughes. Such is life. We've got some hailstorm in just a couple of minutes. RockMornings.com if you want to be a part of the program.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Hailstorm like a woman can on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The first round of the NCAA March Madness tournament, of course, starts today, continues through tomorrow. Round 2, Saturday and Sunday. Ohio State's taking on TCU. That game kicks off at 11:15 on CBS. Of course, the Badgers and High Point at 12:50 on TBS. Duke taking on Siena. That game is at 1:50 on CBS. Michigan State versus North Dakota State is on TNT at 3:05. Another Big Ten team, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on Howard. That game is at 6:10 tonight on CBS. Illinois and Penn. That'll be at 8:25 on TNT, and then the games wrap up tonight with Houston and Ohio at 9:10 on True TV. So 16 games today, starting right away at 11:15.
Action all day long, upsets, and slam dunks,
brackets. Fill out
buzzer beaters.
Fill out your brackets if you haven't done so already. Now that the first 4 is done and you can put all the teams in there, you can fill out your brackets. If you're not into basketball, there is other stuff on television tonight, including new episodes of 911 and 911 Nashville. See, there's a new venue in Nashville and Biscuits playing there.
No, really? I was just talking to somebody literally about
called
Nashville yesterday because of our trip.
Yeah, so Office Cora, of course, is going to Nashville in late April, early May. We'll talk to her about that after 8 o'clock this morning when we get her on the phone. You can go to wiscotrips.com if you want to join Office Cora on that Nashville bus trip, which leaves from several different locations, Eau Claire, La Crosse, and I think it picks up in Madison as well, right?
Yeah, and that trip is so much fun because you're doing all the things in just a jam-packed weekend, but you've got your own time to check out stuff as well, and you don't have to plan any of it. It's just, you just go.
But yeah, I saw that Limp Bizkit, there's apparently a new venue down there in Nashville. I think it's called The Truth.
Okay,
And
I was looking at this one, but this one's maybe this isn't it.
Something like that.
The Pinnacle? It's not it.
Something. I can't remember the name of the venue, but I did see that Limp
The
Bizkit.
Truth.
The Truth, yeah. Biscuit's playing there 2 nights in like April, I believe. So yeah, 911 and 911 Nashville, a couple of new episodes there. Also, the Hunting Party and Grey's Anatomy with new episodes tonight. Late night shows are new. Most of them are, at least. Jimmy Fallon is going to be talking to Johnny Knoxville. Dwayne Wade and Jill Scott also going to be on with Jimmy Fallon. Kimmel's New with Robert Pattinson and the Tedeschi Trucks Band. It's up your alley, right? You like that kind of garbage?
I do.
Seth Meyers is new with Anya Taylor-Joy and Sean Hatosi from Ready or Not 2. That's what's on the boob tube tonight. Going to be very busy watching NCAA basketball all damn day.
Yeah, somehow I got to get out of here early today. It's like TBS, you said, or listen to it. Yeah, I know you can hear it on the radio as well, but
yeah, Badgers will be on TBS at 12:50 against High Point, and you can find out more online, obviously.
Yep.
Plenty of places to catch the game. A 5 versus a 12.
That's what brackets are made for.
As I mentioned, we're going to talk to Office Cora just after 8 a.m. Find out what she's up to this weekend in the 715. I know she's going to join me tomorrow at the VFW for an NCAA skip day. Hopefully, if you're listening in the Eau Claire area and you want to join me, you've got some time off, punch out a little early tomorrow. Come join us for some beers and some basketball and some giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
The gas prices, of course, keep going up. Here's a couple of easy ways to save a little bit of extra money. You said you just filled up the other day?
I need to do that today, as a matter of fact. Trying to get ahead of the gas prices as much as, even by a couple days, right?
Yeah. Well, if you can get it at $3.19 as opposed to $3.29. Yeah.
Get topped off.
Don't go faster than 65. Apparently, cars are more efficient at that speed. Going any faster burns more fuel. You should know that by now, right? If you're on the highway.
But if you're on the interstate, you're going 80.
You're going 80. Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Use your cruise control more.
Yeah, my husband always uses this. If we're on any kind of a longer,
Yeah, look, you're not going to use it in the city.
No, but when we were traveling back and forth every week, I mean, he's a big fan of the cruise control.
I don't like it. And I know it's fine, but I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do with my foot. You know what I mean?
Relax it.
It's not relaxed. It's right there by the gas pedal.
It is.
So it might as well be working. If you see a red light up ahead, they say you should ease off your gas early and coast for a while. So you're not just hammering the brakes right as you get up to the red light. So some easy ways to maybe save on some gas and save a couple of bucks here and there. Times are tough for everybody. Make sure your tire pressure is correct.
Yes.
That one is a huge thing that people don't do very often, especially nowadays with cars that'll tell you when your tires are not inflated properly. Underinflated tires will use more gas.
Yep.
Reduce your car's drag by removing roof racks or bike racks. So if you've got something on top of your car and you're not using it, and it's just creating drag, much like in NASCAR. Obviously, you're not going 200 miles an hour on a track, but if you can reduce some of that drag and improve your efficiency.
Cross-country trip or something like that, if you don't need it.
And then, of course, last but not least, consider carpooling. It's another way to try to save some money with the gas prices going up and up and up. What are they now? I haven't gassed up in a while.
I haven't either. That's a today thing. But don't forget that on Wednesdays, we give away a gas card.
Yeah, Quick Trip. Game Day Men's Health.
Game Day Men's Health pays you. So just let us know at rockmornings.com where you work for a gas card next week.
We'll get to some Pearl Jam in a bit. Right now, it's POD.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Pearl Jam on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a text from Brian in Colorado. Said that's BS about the puck. Let the players that worked hard keep what they want. Screw the so-called rule on that one, but how about some Disturbed? He changes gears quickly. At Brian in Colorado. Thank you for the text. I'll get to some Disturbed here in just a bit. Did you see the stranded skiers?
Mm-mm.
Oof.
Was this like the Tahoe area or?
No. German skiers trying to ski across a frozen lake between Finland and Sweden.
Okay.
It's 104 miles wide, by the way.
I was just going to say, that doesn't sound like a tiny little pond, huh?
The ice around them, unfortunately, while they were on the ice,
crack like they were on a little...
started to break up, and they lost their gear somehow. The skiers, however, smart enough to spell out SOS with some nearby ice blocks, and they were spotted from the air by border guards only 5 hours later. Much like you would do on an island if you get deserted.
Yeah, of course.
You take whatever rocks and whatever
I've seen
stuff
it in
you can.
movies.
Yeah. Cold but unharmed. Stranded there for 5 hours. The man and woman from Germany ended up on a large floating sheet of ice.
They were on a floating sheet of ice.
After getting into difficulty while trying to ski the 104 miles across the frozen lake that separates Finland and Sweden. They had been camping, sending almost all when the ice broke up, and it sent almost all their equipment into the water. Border guards receiving a distress call in the morning sent out a search plane and a hovercraft. The couple then managed to get their attention by using large chunks of ice to spell out the universal distress message after losing their beacon while waiting on the... And there it is. You got to see the picture from above. It's crazy.
I see the picture from above. I also see a picture of the lake, and you've got to have more plans for something going bad.
Well, it's... Your assumption is it's not going to break up and send you floating down the...
You see how expansive that is?
I know, I see it.
Your plan's got to be more than just we're camping out here, and if something goes bad, we'll use ice blocks.
All's well that ends well, but maybe they learned their lesson. Speaking of all ending well, I hate these stories, but at least stuff like this, when it goes viral, gets in the news, it has a happy ending. This dog is stupid.
Okay.
That was written on a note of a kennel that contained a dog that was abandoned on the side of a road.
Ugh.
This is in Georgia, so it wasn't like 20 below zero type situations, but it still gets cold at night. It's not necessarily...
Well, and you can't take it to a shelter if you can't take care of it anymore.
Officers with the Walker County Animal Shelter said they found a small dog inside of a pet carrier near an intersection earlier this week. The note written on top of the carrier said, quote, "This dog is stupid. I found him, but he is too stupid to have as a pet. A bullet would be best. He climbs fences or digs. He runs from everyone. He pees and poops in the house and will express his anal glands if you pick him up. That's why he is here. I got it in my mouth. F this dog." Despite the note, the Walker County Animal Shelter says the dog is sweet. They shared a photo of the dog along with the note on their Facebook page, asking for the public's help to identify the owner, who may not even be the owner, the person who dropped the dog off, because it sounds like they found his ass somewhere wandering around, tried to make him a pet. But yeah, animal control team asking for the community's help in identifying the owner of the dog in the picture, picked up by the animal control after being found abandoned inside of a pet carrier on St. Paddy's Day evening. Also found the note on top of the pet carrier, and now he's obviously at the animal shelter getting some medical care. And with the story going viral and people caring about animals the way they do, he'll probably find a really good home.
I'm assuming he will.
In other dog-related news, this is in Alabama. A dog was wandering around for days in rural Alabama with a bucket on his head, almost like a plastic jug.
Oh, like we've seen
like a snack jug.
Bear.
Right?
Remember the story with the bear?
Well, a bear, you got to be careful. You don't want to, but a dog, probably be okay approaching the dog. And that's what people did. They were able to get up near the dog and cut the bucket off his head.
I come up behind him with a pair of snips and started cutting on the bucket. And we eased the bucket and got the bucket off his head, and it was like his whole attitude changed. As soon as that bucket come off his head, you could see the relief on him, and he just went almost limp.
Rescued thanks to a social media fueled search by the locals who had seen him, right? Trying to
Somebody saw it and said, hey,
pinpoint his location, sharing the info on social media.
It's running around the woods somewhere. We got to try to find it.
They've cut the bucket off, and they're calling him Buck, the dog. Obviously much happier after the rescuers cut the bucket off his head. The whole time Buck was out and about with the bucket on his head, another runaway dog stuck by him. Apparently, he had a little helper. Both dogs are now recovering with a veterinarian and expected to be put up for adoption.
Terrifying.
They're hoping they can adopt them together.
You did not come straight at the bucket.
Yeah, that guy did come straight at the bucket.
Cut it right off with the snips.
Cut it right off.
Yeah. Terrifying. Can't eat, can't drink, can't see.
Yeah. Well, there's pictures and video of him, too, with the bucket. It looks like, I don't know, you know those pretzels with the peanut butter in them, and they come in like, like a kind of a square,
It's pretzels
plastic jug or whatever.
Thirsty.
Yeah. They cut it off, though, and he's going to be okay. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a text from Jake just a couple minutes ago. Said, good morning, guys. Having a great Thursday. Today is my 30th birthday. Was wondering if you could play Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous by Good Charlotte. There's a song we don't really play. Also got a text from Benjamin. Wants to hear some Megadeth, something off their new album. Wants to hear Dave Mustaine's cover of Ride the Lightning. A song that, of course, belongs to Metallica. We'll see about your requests. We'll try to get to those here in a couple minutes, and we're going to talk about Gen Z. What are they afraid of now?
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Thanks again to Jake for the text. Happy 30th birthday to you. Not so sure about the Good Charlotte. It's a little bit a little on the fringes. Brian in Colorado with a text about the puck. Jack Hughes should be able to keep that puck. Also wanted to hear some Disturbed. Try to get to that in a bit. You can also download the apps, whether it's the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. Send us videos, pictures, and voicemails.
Hey, my name is Ace from Black River Falls, and I am a member of the legendary punk band Green Jello. I'm on my way home right now, and I was just hoping to see if there was any chance that you could throw in one of our songs, Three Little Pigs, or my preference being the Bear song. Keep rocking on. Love the station.
One of the guys from Green Jello lives in Black River Falls? Is that real?
I don't know.
Little pig.
Yeah.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Does anybody know him?
I don't know, but Ace from the legendary band Green Jello, which used to be Green Jelly.
Yep.
Apparently wants to hear his own song. That's cool. I didn't know that they lived in Black River Falls.
Do they?
Or he does. Gotta live somewhere. Why not Burf?
I'll look into it. That doesn't seem right.
Well, is he gonna lie?
Is he still alive?
Well, this video, the voicemail came in on Tuesday.
No, I know, but
so maybe he's not. I don't know. I would assume he is. Gen Z, what is that? That's 20-something year olds, right?
So this is what they're afraid of?
Yeah, it's the continuing wussification of our country.
97 to 12.
And of our society. So yeah, 20-something year olds, 20 to 35, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. This whole everybody has to win, nobody loses, we don't keep score, everybody gets a ribbon, helicopter parents. all that stuff.
All my children you're speaking of.
Yeah,
so just so
these
people,
yeah, sensitive people who can't take an L. They don't know how to. They don't know how to deal with loss.
Not at all true.
And they're too sensitive for capital letters now. Apparently,
like in a text or
yeah, and apparently any sort of form, whether it's a text or on a piece of paper, they can't deal with capital letters.
I've never felt older in my life than when I've texted a Gen Z person and they only use lowercase letters. And then I bring up, like, why do you not use capital letters? And as I said it, I felt myself develop osteoporosis. Like, I got a goiter started to form from how old I was. She was like, oh, yeah, I turned it off on my phone so nothing capitalizes because it just feels so, like, formal, and it's like what older people do. And I'm like, why does it make me old to use capital letters?
So that's some guy on TikTok talking about Gen Z not capitalizing letters in text messages. I don't know if it's a fear of the capital letter or if it's a laziness.
It's just easier.
I tend to text like I tend to text like I would write a term paper, right? Capitals and punctuation and proper spelling and all that thing, grammar, that all matters to me. But I can understand why young kids don't, because they're lazy.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
And that's what kids are.
It's a double spacing after the punctuation, too. That's
there's a linguist out there named Tom Scott that claims that their habit of never using capital letters is actually a good thing. It's a way to speak more casually to your friends over text so they can't hear the tone. That's another problem, right? Because you're texting and you're...
Why are you yelling at me?
Well, look, we all think that if you use all capital letters, and we have a person that we know that does that all the time, and it's not funny, and it's annoying, just because it's... I don't think the guy's yelling. It's just an annoying trend or habit that he has.
He does, yeah.
And he doesn't seem to care about it. Steve, you know who you are, Steve.
Sometimes mine get.
I love you, but don't stop it with the all caps. It's just annoying to look at.
It gets locked on, right? And then my husband will IM me or something, and he'll be like, "What is happening with you? Why are you yelling at me?"
So we understand where the all capitals can be annoying, but now. Apparently, the wussification of America and our society continuing.
I get it.
Because it's aggressive. That's the problem. Now, look, if you're doing it because it's lazy and I don't feel like capitalizing letters, but if you're doing it because the letters look aggressive and you're sensitive, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
We've got a problem with these kids, Gene. We need to toughen them up a little bit.
I don't think that mine ever do. I'm trying to think.
Gen Z developing many quirks.
I'll have to look.
That have come to define the generation from work minimalism to soft socializing, along with their unique slang, which we've always had, right? We used to say cowabunga in the 80s.
Sure.
They have adopted their own views on grammar and punctuation as well. I got to be honest, when I see people posting stuff with no punctuation, very little use of grammar or capitalization, I don't even bother looking at it because I can't even, my brain can't function that way.
I just looked at all my snaps here, and apparently my people do capitalize. But I don't know that I ever made note of it.
Many Gen Zers claim that using periods in text messages is aggressive. Yeah. How is a period aggressive? It's the end of the thought.
Unnecessary. I've heard that before.
The period signals to the person reading it that this sentence has come to an end, and I am going to then start another sentence. Not to mention, the phone does the capitalization for you when you start that new sentence or a proper pronoun or a proper noun. Generation also seemingly done away with capital letters, arguing that it feels too intense. Capital letters are too intense, Gene.
Just
for Gen Z people. Do they need safe spaces from capital letters? I mean, what are we looking at here?
Like I said, apparently mine do that because I'm looking at communication and I see it. But I get why you would out of speed or, it's not necessary.
We're doing this now. We're doing
communicate.
We're doing
in a text.
Capital letters are too intense. The linguist, Tom Scott, says we don't speak to everyone in our lives the exact same way. Noting that with bosses, our speech becomes more formal, while with friends and family, more casual. He says we change our way of speaking depending on the identity that we're trying to project. In writing, capital letters simply indicate the beginning of a sentence and proper nouns. While that might make a paragraph easier to read, we don't flag that at all when we speak. So in informal conversations, those that feel like speaking, we don't need capital letters. I don't know, dude. Considering capital letters too intense or aggressive says a lot more about you than it does about capital letters. Like, you maybe shouldn't go outside. The world is intense. Life is intense. It's aggressive.
Communicating in a text.
Dogs are intense.
I don't know that it's
and
necessary
aggressive.
anyway, right? I mean, you're not.
Tacos can be aggressive. Maybe don't eat any tacos.
I would like taco.
I can't have too much powdered sugar. One week road trip, the kid with the powdered sugar. Yeah. Toughen up, because life is aggressive and intense. Capitalize your letters. It's okay. They don't bite back. They're just letters. Man, I'm glad I don't have kids. I don't know if I could deal with this. I don't think I could.
Oh, it's awesome.
Getting called into a principal's office and talking about capital letters and intensity of capital letters. I'd have a conniption. I think my brain might quit. We'll get to sports in a couple of minutes. Right now, it's Crossing the Rubicon.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Horned Frogs, Two Bulldogs, Jayhawks, and Hawkeyes, Blue Devils, Billikens, Bruins, Panthers, and Buckeyes, Red Hawks, Red Raiders, Red Storm, Crimson Tide, Fighting Illini, Rainbow Warriors, and the Pride, Royals, Raiders, Rams, Razorbacks, Huskies, Huskers, 3 Wildcats, Cowboys, Longhorns, Bulls, Broncos, add 2 Bison, there's still 32 to go. Tar Heels, Trojans, Spartans, Knights, Boilermakers, Cyclones, Hurricanes, Owl, Sharks, and Gators, Commodores, Cardinals, and the Cavaliers, Wolverines, Vandals, and the Volunteers, Paladins, Gales, Bakers, Saints, Lancers, Cougars twice, Tigers thrice, 3 Panthers, from 2 Aggies to the Zips, that's it. Write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
Yeah, it is March Madness, and the action begins bright and early this morning. 11:15 on CBS. Number 9, TCU taking on number 8, Ohio State. And then, of course, the Badgers, 5th-ranked Wisconsin, taking on number 12, High Point, at 12:50 on TBS. Bucks were off last night. They'll be in Utah to take on the Jazz tonight at 8 p.m. NASCAR driver Daniel Dye has been suspended indefinitely. Second major penalty of his racing career for mocking IndyCar driver David Mulakis during a recent live stream. In the video, which circulated on social media earlier this week, Dye used voices, including mimicking Mulakis' voice, and made implications about his sexuality. Dye drives in the Truck Series for suspended him. His racing team suspended him. NASCAR also suspended him as well. They ordered this guy to undergo sensitivity training. He, of course, apologized to Malukas, I think is how you pronounce that, calling his comments careless. He said, I chose my words poorly, understand why it upset people, yada, yada, yada. All the things that you're supposed to say after you do something stupid like that.
Right.
Daniel Dye, NASCAR Truck Series driver, suspended indefinitely by his race team and by NASCAR. One of the most bizarre things you'll ever see on a basketball court happened just a couple of nights ago when Alex Caruso of the Thunder tried to block a shot with his shoe.
Watch this. Hand, shoe in the hand. He's going to swing at it. Hits the ball with his shoe.
Oh, my. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Jeff, have you ever seen
I have not.
shot block with a shoe?
No.
Yeah, he actually made contact with the ball with his shoe and stopped the guy from an easy layup. Well, maybe not easy, but Alex Caruso said his shoe came off during the defensive action. He picked it up and was holding onto it, hoping to put it back on. That's when Tristan Da Silva came driving into the lane towards the basket without any opposition. So he made a lunge at the ball, which happened to be the hand holding the shoe. Caruso knew that he was holding the shoe, but just wanted to make a stop. He said, as soon as I had my shoe in my hand, it crept in my mind to use it, not like in a malicious way, but like, let me try to make a play and stop the ball.
Sure.
It's just one of those weird NBA plays that probably won't happen for like another decade. Caruso got a technical foul for an illegal defensive move, and the shot attempt was ruled as goaltending. The NBA, by the way, does not have any specific rules on the books about blocking shots with shoes.
Really? They don't, huh?
Yeah. Who throws a shoe?
It's
honestly?
never come up before?
No. Nope.
Well, use what you have at your resources, right? It's at your fingertips.
Yeah, and he had his shoe in his hands and said, you know what, I'm going to put it to good use.
2 plus shoe equals throw it at the ball.
He didn't throw it. He just used it to hit the basketball out of the guy's hand. Now, if he had thrown it, he probably would have got another technical, maybe ejected. Because, right, you're trying to hit a guy with a shoe and, yeah. Elsewhere, a happy ending to a very tragic story. Of course, the Rhode Island hockey rink shooting by that psychopath that killed his own family. The golden lining or silver lining to that very dark cloud is that team just won the championship. And it was due in large part to the son who was on the ice when his mom and his brother and his grandparents were all shot by his own dad. Rhode Island high school hockey team that was on the ice during that mass shooting in the stands last month capped off its season with a state title yesterday. The number 5 seed Blackstone Valley Co-op won the Division II championship over number 2 Lincoln and did so in very dramatic fashion. We, of course, heard the overtime goal that Dorgan made to get them into the championship game just about a week ago. And now he tied up the game to send it into overtime where they would end up going on to win.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tying the score late in regulation, winning it in the 4th overtime, by the way. Not the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, but the 4th overtime. 3-2 the final score. Fans at the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island. Wild celebration. At the center of it all was Colin Dorgan, the senior's mother, brother, and grandfather, all killed in that shooting that erupted while he was playing in the senior day game with his teammates at Rhode Island's Dennis M. Lynch Arena last month. In the final, it was Dorgan's goal off a deflection that tied the score with about 30 seconds to go in regulation. 4 overtimes later, his teammate Jackson Boys won the game.
They're with me every step of the way, and I could just, throughout all of the playoffs, even in this game, in the overtimes, I think I truly felt it in my heart and my soul that they're still with me. My mom was an amazing, incredible person, and every day, just, I wouldn't want to go to hockey practice, and she'd say, you got to get up, you got to go to hockey, every single day. You know, she has that Dorgan just mindset, that just grind it out every single day, go to practice, go to work, and great things happen.
That's him post-game talking about his family being with him, even though they are physically gone from this planet.
Close-knit hockey community, obviously rattled, and just weeks of just mourning before they...
Well, and like you said last week when we talked about it, the coach spending every single waking moment with that kid in the days after his family suffered that horrific tragedy at the hands of his lunatic father. Just to make sure that kid knew that
there's brotherhood there.
Yeah. That people supported him. So, incredible outcome to a terrible story. We'll get to our hypothetical questions, and we'll do that next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
That is Chevelle with Pale Horse on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Hypothetical Thursday is here. That means we ask each other hypothetical questions. I'm going to give you the option. You want to go first today, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Gene's going to ask me, shoot, what do you got?
I think I'll...
What do you got, big shooter?
I think I know the answer to this, but would you rather be the star of a team, like a basketball team, for instance, here going into the big tournament, or an average player on an elite team?
Oh, I'll take an average player on the elite team.
Really?
That's basically my entire sports career as a kid growing up. I was good enough to make the team, but I was nowhere near the star player. Yeah. So I vividly remember the first Do you guys have, I don't know what you have out here. Do you have Babe Ruth baseball? What do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So where I grew up in Nashua, New Hampshire, we had, Little League.
Little League, yep.
And there was T-ball for like kids under 6.
Yep.
And then when you got to be in like 3rd grade or whatever, you joined Babe Ruth baseball.
Uh-huh.
And it had like 9-year-olds through like 15-year-olds. And then you would go to like the junior league or whatever it is. And so the first team that I was on was the Nashua Mets. And all the kids that were on the team were older kids, and we won the championship. And I never played. I never got on because I was 9, you know what I mean? So what the hell do I have to offer?
Uh-huh.
But it was the greatest thing ever because we won the championship, we got the ice cream and the pizza party, and we got trophies, and it was awesome. And I didn't contribute in any way, shape, or form. I wore the shirt and the hat, and I went to the games, and I had my glove, and I was ready to go. But yeah, so give me that all day and every day. I mean, don't get me wrong, being the superstar, but then all of the
money.
Well, and then when you fail, it's on you. But if you're just a guy on the bench, some like 11th dude at the end of the bench, you don't have any real. And you win. Yeah, and you win. You're like, hell yeah. It's a team effort. Yeah, not really, but thanks.
I'll take that ring.
Everybody gets a ring, yeah. No, look, being the star athlete and scoring all the points and getting the chicks and the money and all that would be great, but I that wasn't me in sports, and so I'm fine taking
average player on the elite team,
taking a back seat and still winning the championship. I'm okay with that.
I'm here for the locker room party and the champagne.
You thought I wanted to be the star.
I did, yeah.
No, not when it comes to sports. I was good enough to make the team, but I wasn't I was never the star player. The only year that I was like featured, or I was like, I don't know, I guess the best player on the team was my last year in, it was called Ray Oben. That was the name of the league, Ray Oben Baseball. It was like a secondary league or whatever. And I had learned to throw a knuckleball, which not a lot of people do, first of all. And then even less people at that level do it in the high school and junior high age range. Those kids are trying to throw 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. And I knew I couldn't do that. So I was like, I'm going to develop a knuckleball. And I did, and it was pretty good. And I ended up with a pretty good record, and that was the year that I wouldn't say I was the star of the team, but I was certainly one of the better players, but only because I developed a unique pitch. So I wasn't very good at it. I could probably throw it now, but only about 40 miles an hour. Not gonna be striking anybody out, but yeah, I'll get it to the plate at least. So yeah, I would take the back seat. You?
Average player on an elite team. That's what you're picking.
If you're on a if you're on a 4-leg relay and Katie Ledecky's the anchor, all I got to do is make sure I get there and back, and she'll figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's cool with me. I'm okay with that. But if you're Katie Ledecky and you go out there and you poop the pants, then it's all on you, right? But if it's me and I just did what I normally do, they'd be like, they showed up and they did the thing. What happened to you, Katie? Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Would you be the star?
So on Tom Brady's Super Bowl winning team, but not Tom Brady?
That's fine with me. As long as I'm on Tom's team. Team Tom. Hell yeah. Give me Team Tom all day and twice on Sunday. Okay, here we go. Hypothetical Thursday. Gene's question for me was, would I rather be the star of the team,
Tom Brady,
or the average player
or in his locker room
gets to contribute? You're walking in the woods. You're on a hike.
Is there a bear? Is it a mountain lion?
And you come across a black suitcase. Inside of the suitcase,
is it ticking?
Is $1 million in cash. There's also a piece of paper that is stained with blood that just says the word "don't" on it. What do you do?
I am calling authorities. I'm calling authorities.
Are you taking any money out of the bag?
No.
God. You infuriate me. I would Alpine divorce you in the woods and take the bag with me and leave your ass there. I can't believe you wouldn't take any money. None of it? Not a single dollar?
No.
Jesus. What if the bloodstained note wasn't in the suitcase?
Because you know what follows you? Probably some creepy girl with long black hair, and then you're tormented for the rest
woman
of
who
your
just
life.
gave me a bunch of crap this morning about my take on aliens and the meteors zigging and zagging in Texas. You sure believe in girls with long hair in the woods?
Guys with pin faces coming after me.
That's a box. That's a special box that was crafted.
There was blood and it's all that. Don't.
Yeah, but
Call
there's
the
also $1 million
authorities.
in cash out in the middle of the woods.
Maybe I'd get a finder's fee or something.
Oh, my God.
I wouldn't.
Dudley Do-Right
I'm
over here.
calling the cops.
Dudley
for sure.
Do-Right. Dudley Do-Right over here. And then I'll get another bench with my name on it down at Riverside Park because I'm such a nice person.
No, that's for sure calling the cops.
Man, what are we going to do with you? I don't think you need to ask me that question. I think you know what I would do. I'm taking the suitcase.
And going back to Tom Brady's locker room?
Yeah, we'd be buds. We'd be bros. We'd be hanging out. Doing millionaire bro stuff. Winning championships. You wouldn't take anything.
Not in that scenario that you just told me, no.
Even without the note?
It's a suitcase full of money.
What if the note wasn't in it?
A bloody note that says don't?
What if the note wasn't in it? It's just a black suitcase with $1 million in it.
I'm still calling the cops.
If
it's
I
a
was your
suitcase with $100 in it, I'm probably taking that.
What's the cutoff?
I don't know, but that's like that's.
Oops! Somebody forgot this.
Yes.
This is from a bank robbery.
Yes.
Man, if I was your husband or kids and I heard you saying this right now, I'd be so infuriated with you. I'd want to get a divorce, an Alpine divorce.
He's probably already thought that many times.
Hypothetical Thursday. We'll see what Office Cora has to say in just a bit when we get her on the phone. Right now, it's at Requested Good Charlotte. For Jake, the birthday boy. Happy 30th, dude.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish on Thursdays. We're joined by the one and only Office Cora, who is going to Nashville in late April, early May. Are you already starting to plan your packing, your suitcase? Are you going to figure it all out, Office Cora? Or you going to wait? You going to wait on that?
I'm actually wearing my Nashville shirt today just to get me in the mood.
Yeah.
You can't have a bad time in Nashville. It's so much fun.
It is.
And this week, our sister station, Wax, Alex and Morgan are there. So they keep sending me all these pictures of the best places. So I'm really jonesing for it.
Are they there for a country show or something? Or
Yeah, they're there for country music. I don't really know what it is.
Some country
But they were at Eric Church's bar drinking the chair drink because Morgan Wallen threw that chair off the roof. They send me a picture. They're like, guess where we are? I'm like, oh, I know exactly where you are.
WiscoTrips.com if you want to join Office Corps on that bus trip to Nashville in late April, early May. It picks up in Eau Claire, La Crosse, and I believe in Madison, so you have multiple options. And you can reserve your seats from now until, I think, next Thursday. You got till next Thursday to reserve your seats. So get to WiscoTrips.com, and you can join Office Corps on our bus trip to Nashville. It's Hypothetical Thursday, Office Corps. And my question for Gene was, you're hiking in the woods. You find a black suitcase with $1 million in cash inside, but there's also a bloody note inside that says just the word don't. What do you do?
Oh, see, I get queasy at the sight of blood.
Oh, you're like Lori.
So that's not
Pass
good.
out and passing out.
I think I will not take the money. It's not worth a potential horror movie subplot in my life. I think I would call the authorities.
Jesus Christ.
And let karma's probably going to give me a big fat reward.
This is what I deal with in this industry. This is what I deal with, you people. This is what I deal with. I can't be my best self because no one lets me shine. I got to be under your thumbs. Your little goody two-shoes, Dudley Do-Right thumbs that you guys put on me.
Good choice, Cora.
Thankfully, most of our listeners agree with me. They're texting in saying that they would take the money and run. So, Gene asked me a hypothetical question as well.
Would you rather be like the superstar on a sports team or just a regular player on an elite team?
Ooh. I think I would rather be an average player on an elite team because then you're still surrounded by all the winning. There's probably going to be confetti in your life. That's always good.
Yeah.
TB12.
She's taking the locker room with Tom Brady and champagne too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Hell yeah. And there ain't
Yes,
no shame in my game, Gene. No shame in my game when it comes to hanging out with TB12. That would be me. Office Core, do you have a hypothetical question for us?
Yes.
Okay.
You can erase every embarrassing moment from your memory, but every time you walk, your shoes squeak like a marching band. Do you delete the memories?
I'm way past that.
These are
I'm over it.
All the embarrassing ones.
No, I've already
made
lived
peace
through all
with
that.
those. Yeah, I'm good.
I can keep I just had one earlier this week, so I'm fine with it. You got to get past it. You got to own your baggage.
Hey, what happened earlier this week?
That's not for.
I posted a stupid thing on the internet and I got roasted for it. So I'll explain it to you tomorrow when we're hanging out because it's more of a visual thing.
Tell me about the hanging out.
Yeah, we're hanging out tomorrow. Me and Office Cora.
Yes, we are.
I have a big surprise for you, by the way.
Where are you hanging out, Cora? What's happening?
We are going to the VFW on Star Avenue, and I think there's free beer.
Is there free beer? I didn't know there was free beer. Well, there's free beer for me because it'll be on the company's tab, but I didn't know. Are our listeners drinking free beer?
I don't know.
At least the first one.
Okay, I know that we've been, we're giving away stuff. We're going to have shirts and tickets for Rockfest and all sorts of other crap, but Office Cora is going to be hanging out with me. Do you think that patio is going to be open with the weather as nice as it's going to be, or what?
Yeah, right on the river, isn't it? I mean, right on the water?
Yeah, it's an NCAA skip day, and I believe it starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And you can find out more at aroundthe715.com. But you can join me and Office Cora and Tripper and everybody else as we hang out.
Get a burger or
drink
something?
beers, eat some food, give away some freebies, and give Office Cora a big surprise.
What?
Give
me a hint.
I have a big surprise for you.
Burgers, sandwiches, maybe some fresh homemade pizza. That sounds good too, doesn't it? Friday
All of
fish
that
fry.
sounds good.
Incredible bartenders, by the way. Incredible bartenders as well.
So that'll be fun.
And I think Dan Casper gets behind the bar.
Again, all right, good. We're going to have overpours. We're going to have a situation with an overpour. Like the Dan Casper heavy hand overpour. They need to trademark that.
Well, I don't remember that, but I'll take part. I will participate in the overpour.
Office Core, what else you got going on this weekend in the 715? If you're going to hang out with me on Friday, what are you doing on Saturday?
Well, actually, on Friday after our hang time, I am going to Minneapolis because it is also the spring equinox. So I'm doing that. It's like a 20-mile bike ride, and you make 4 stops at different brew pubs. And I tried to do this during the winter solstice in December, and it was an epic failure on my part. And my bike tipped over several times.
That's what you get for
might
riding
have
a
gotten
bicycle.
a bloody nose. It was just awful. And I'm like, I have to redeem myself. But the roads were
I was just going to
icy.
say.
Isn't it going to be real bad?
Yeah.
Didn't they get a bunch of snow too?
Yeah.
They got more than us.
It melted.
All the snow they just got last weekend melted already?
Well, off the bike trails.
Okay. Well, good luck on your bicycle ride.
In the 715, there's a Wisconsin sports show.
Oh.
And
Those are
it
good.
is Western Wisconsin's largest sport and rec show. It's family friendly, and there's over 200 vendors. And that is at the Chippewa Valley Expo Center, which is at the Old Mill Plaza.
And is that all weekend or just on Saturday?
That is Saturday noon to 4.
Okay.
And then at the Brewing Project, one of my favorite places, they're having a plant market and swap event. I've never heard of this, but I have a couple house plants. If I was in town, this is what I'd be doing, because I would take my dumb house plants that people have given me over the years, and I would swap them and trade them for, I don't know, a couple beers or something.
I'll have to let the wife know. Maybe we can bring some of the plants she's trying to kill in our house.
Oh my gosh, giving me a plant is the worst thing. Friends, for the love of all things living, never give me a plant.
Yeah.
I will love it, I will ignore it, and I will unintentionally kill it and then feel real bad.
Office Cora, we always have a great time talking to you. I wanted to let you know about one thing that we discussed earlier this week.
Okay.
Gene and I, we had a story that we were discussing about a woman in Minnesota, Edina, Minnesota, actually. And she apparently owns her own home, and she rents to people who also live in her home with her, similar to your situation.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And this landlord woman kind of went off the deep end and was throwing live tarantulas down into the basement to try to get this woman that was in her basement to get out of her house. Have you heard about this woman?
No, I did
I think her name was Marissa Simonetti.
She was banging pots and pans.
She was praising
throwing-
Jesus and yelling and screaming
throwing
and
spiders,
shutting off the internet so the woman couldn't work on her term papers, and then throwing live spiders into the basement. So I'm just, things may go badly for you when it comes to having strangers living in your home. I'm just saying that it doesn't seem like a good idea.
I am currently doing a flip, like Shauna just left, and I have Bethany coming in April 1st, and I could not be more excited. I pick really great people, guys. Bethany loves to travel. She just got done with a 2-week cruise in Hawaii. The same time I was in Mexico at an all-inclusive. So she's never been in an all-inclusive. I've never been on a cruise in Hawaii. We already have a wine night planned to talk about our vacations.
Office Cora.
I only let friends move in.
Yeah, I'm sure
Future
they felt.
friends.
I'm sure this woman felt the same way until she started throwing
there was
live
a
tarantulas down there.
Tarantulas.
Until
Oh
there was
my
a spider in the basement.
Just saying, Office Cora, you may want to be careful about who you let stay in your place.
Thank you for the great advice.
My favorite part of talking to you today was when you said, my bike tipped over. Like you had
Joe
nothing
Biden.
to do with it.
Yeah, like Joe Biden over here.
Right.
The 18 bourbons that you tried down there in Nashville had nothing to do with it.
My bike tipped over. I tipped over on my bike. Just the bike, huh?
True. Yes.
Well, at least if your bike tips over this weekend, you'll have someone to scratch your back and make you feel better afterwards.
That's true.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even joking. We now have a tandem, a bicycle built for two.
God, I got to stop talking to you. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
You're infuriating me.
VFW tomorrow on Star Avenue.
I'm so glad I'm bringing you this surprise because honestly, I need to take you down a peg. I got to bring you down a peg. Honestly, you're up here. You got to come back down to, you're about 11. We need to bring you down to a 7.
There's daily soup flights. Donna's daily soup
flights. I want to be down there.
Ugh.
All right, Office Cora, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow at the VFW.
Yes, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Office Cora, always a pleasure.
Those 2 big ones.
Yeah, 2 big ones. It's the only kind of ones I like. 2 of them and big.
It's anonymous, it's fast, and it's free.
Yeah. I also enjoy that, anonymous. Well, I did. Now I don't know what that feels like anymore.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Just getting all the juice.
She's getting all that. She might be getting all that juice tomorrow. I don't know. See what she's drinking.
All day, whenever I wanted.
Yeah. That's when you get your back scratched all day whenever you want it.
I can't decide if I want top or bottom.
That's a question man has been asking himself since the first
dawn of time.
First day. Day one stuff.
He would hold it out to my mouth. I would say a couple words, and then he'd pull it back.
Don't do that to her tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll occur every once in a while.
Well, I didn't measure it, Brian.
Sometimes you got to measure it.
Dixon cider.
Office Cora, Thursdays at about 8:15. We've got Bad News, Happy Music coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man. Florida man. Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
We got another McDonald's situation on our hands.
What do you mean?
The hot coffee was too hot.
Yeah, well.
That was the situation with McDonald's many years ago where somebody sued and got a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
Because that coffee was nuclear.
Yeah.
Burned them in the lap, right?
Yeah, very
now,
badly.
a family is suing a U.S. ski resort claiming the hot chocolate was too damn hot.
Burn them or something?
Lawsuit in California says that when Brittany Burns and Joshua Moran Burns took a mid-morning break from skiing with their 5-year-old daughter. They stopped for a drink at the cafe.
Yeah.
Alleges that after spraying whipped cream on top of the beverage, the server slid the drink directly to the minor without a lid. When the child tried to drink it, the excessively and unnecessarily hot liquid spilled inside of her ski suit, scalding her chest and abdomen. The complaint seeking damage for medical expenses, loss of past and future income, and loss of enjoyment in life, claims the resort and its staff were negligent. They, quote, knew and should have known that such hot beverages posed a great hazard of causing just this type of incident and injuries. Youngster left with permanent scars from the incident, which happened 2 years ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Gotta love the loss of past and future income.
That part I didn't get. But
well, look, you got to take some time off of work while your kid's, in the hospital or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't there some sort of parental responsibility about hot chocolate and giving it to your kids with a lid and all that stuff and making sure it's not that hot?
Grace got burned by hot chocolate in our house. I mean, it was too warm, and she spilled it on her ankle when she was real tiny, and we were in the emergency room, and she had terrible burns, and yeah, I feel bad about that to this day.
Last year, Starbucks was ordered to pay a customer $50 million for an injury related to a cup of tea. I got to be honest, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get me a hot-ass cup of tea and throw it in my face and get me some $50 million money.
I do not want that.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying. That's a lot of money to pay for a burn.
That's a separate one.
Yeah, it's just an incident that occurred last year with Starbucks where somebody got $50 million for a hot cup of tea. This is in Florida. And the only reason I bring it up is because the visual of it is very funny. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's some body cam footage of it if you want to check it out. But
it's spring breakers or something?
Well, there's a lot of that going on. I don't know. Did you see the accident with the Jeep and the guy that was doing the Teen Wolf?
I didn't see that, but I saw the...
So you know what Teen Wolf, these waves
Houston rodeo that got shut down. But.
Well, there's been gunshots on the beach. There's been people running and going crazy, fist fights. I mean, which is all standard spring break activity. The one I was talking about, though, was a guy riding on top of the Jeep, like Teen Wolf. These waves are mine. And then the car got into an accident with another vehicle, and it didn't go well for that guy without his shirt on, by the way. No, this is, I just found this funny because the cops are talking to this guy, 28-year-old suspect named Chase Cruz, and he decided to run off in the middle of the interview with these police officers, not quite sure what they were talking to him about. He ends up jumping into the Halifax River and swam pretty far out into the river, thinking, okay, you're not going to come get me. Well, they didn't get a boat, and they didn't get a helicopter, and they didn't wait for him to come to shore. The cops went and got paddle boards and paddled out to his ass and then arrested him out there in the water and brought him back on the paddle board.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. To have a lawyer present. Hey! Yellow running. White male, blue shirt, white shorts.
Yeah. They really wanted that guy bad.
They paddleboarded.
They wanted him so bad they went and got some paddle boards. God, you might be the worst criminal ever if the cops can get you on a paddle. But can't you just zig and zag and get away from them? I mean, I know you're getting tired out there, but...
Getting tired. Swim to the other side and get out?
I don't know. They used the paddle boards to catch up to this guy, hauled him back to shore. He was charged with loitering, prowling, and resisting arrest. Chase Cruz. Arrested. Boy, that's a really bad mark on your resume. I see here you got arrested back in 2026. What happened?
In the middle of a river.
Hey, they were talking to me and I ran away and I shouldn't have run, but how'd they get you? Oh, well, they used paddle boards.
Right.
I don't know. The visual of that in my mind is just
two
funny.
Cops on paddle boards.
We're coming. Oh, no. Right? Am I wrong? No? Doesn't it seem like you could get away from paddle boards? No?
Probably not.
Or tip them over? I don't know. There is video of this incident. I don't know if you've seen it, but about a week ago, March 12th, emergency call center in Japan got a call about a vehicle that was on fire. When they got another call about the vehicle, they decided to finally do something. Multiple reports, not due to diligent residents, all reporting the same blaze in a parking lot on the side of the road. No, it was a food truck that was on fire and was being driven by the operator of the food truck to the fire station. Didn't know where to go. So he just started the vehicle and started going in his on-fire food truck. Meanwhile, potatoes are dropping out of the back of his food truck on fire.
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Didn't have a phone, couldn't call, I guess, anyone?
There's video of this, by the way. As you can see in the video.
He's taking his...
Oh, it's fully engulfed in flames. It's all on the roof. The whole roof is on fire. And it's a big, box truck style food truck.
Of which the wind and stuff is making it bigger as he's driving.
There's several videos, too. Dash cam footage of it. This guy didn't know where to go. He's like, I got to get this thing put out. I can't wait for the fire department to show up here. I'm just going to drive to them.
I don't know.
Dude, there's one. You gotta come watch this. This one right here. This view from it must be from a security camera from across town. This is the truck on fire. It's like, look at this guy go. Yes. Driver was speeding to the nearest fire station in order to get the blaze put out. Look at that thing. Cameras capturing the burning truck.
It sure is burning.
Pieces of not only burning debris falling from the vehicle, but also flaming sweet potatoes. This guy's driving around in Japan with his truck on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Potatoes dropping out the back.
Into the fire.
Yeah.
Into the fire.
He eventually was able to get to the fire station.
Feels like it could explode.
Wow. I don't know if it could explode with a bunch of potatoes in the back, but still.
Well, the gas.
Yeah. No injuries reported. Driver managed to reach the fire station where the firemen, of course, didn't have to go very far to put the fire out. Entire back section of the vehicle, though, burnt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
By the way, there's already some computer-generated animation of this thing, like a little scientific breakdown for the court case. It's pretty funny, too. If you haven't seen the video, feel free to Google it. Last but not least, hashtag Florida Mom. What's the first rule of Fight Club, Gene?
You shouldn't talk about it with others.
First rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Is this a mom's Fight Club?
Somebody was talking about this Fight Club, and it doesn't sound like a good Fight Club. A Florida woman is accused of directing her own children to attack a 10-year-old boy and then physically restraining that 10-year-old boy during the confrontation at a neighborhood park. Ketsi Ann Rivera, arrested and charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor, child abuse with great bodily harm, and false imprisonment.
So she's like, hey, guys, go rough that kid up and hold him?
She held him. Deputies responding to the Heritage Park apartment complex on Monday for a reported disturbance involving multiple juveniles, witnesses, and the children telling authorities that a fight broke out among a group of kids that had been playing together. Situation escalating quickly after some of the kids left the area and returned to their moms, leading to another confrontation between adults and minors. One of the moms, 41-year-old Ketsi Ann Rivera, pushed her children, who are 8 and 9 years old, towards the 10-year-old victim and instructed them to strike the child. Ketsi Rivera then grabbed the victim by his shirt, preventing him from leaving or defending himself. Deputies said the alleged actions left the child visibly injured, significant swelling to his left eye following the encounter. That child's mother later arrived at the scene, requested that charges be pursued against Rivera.
Yeah.
Authorities did not indicate whether any other individuals involved in the initial altercation between the kids would face charges. She was taken into custody, booked into the county jail. No official or additional information has been released, but apparently the kid had reportedly called her a fat ass. And so she then told her kids to go beat him and then held him while her kids beat him. So that's mom of the year type stuff right there. That's some good teaching. That's a good thing to teach your kids.
Probably need to stop going to that park.
Or maybe stop.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Stop being a terrible parent. You know what I mean? Maybe be a little more common sense there. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Get to our daily check-ins next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello?
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com. Head to the website for all of our contact info. You can certainly download the apps as well and leave us voicemails, send us pictures and videos.
Hey, my name is Ace from Black River Falls, and I am a member of the legendary punk band Green Jello. I'm on my way home right now, and I was just hoping to see if there was any chance that you could throw in one of our songs, Three Little Pigs, or my preference being the Bear song. Keep rocking on. Love the station.
Well, thank you, Ace. Gene tried to do a deep dive, didn't find any information about whether or not he's in the band.
Or anyone named Ace that was in the band. But
Okay.
I'm not doubting. I'm just saying.
Like I said,
couldn't
a
find
lot of
anything.
these bands go through many iterations where they have a touring guitarist or somebody, he didn't explain his position. He just said he was Ace from the legendary punk band.
Thank you so much for calling. We'd love to meet you.
We also got a voicemail from Amber who let it roll for a little while before she gave us her information here. So stick with us.
Okay.
And listen to me in the background, jibber jabbering.
Okay.
Formal, while with friends and family, more casual.
Here comes Amber.
We change our way of speaking depending
10
on the
seconds.
identity that we're trying to project.
Here she comes.
Yes, I am
There
listening to your episode on the morning sickness about capital letters and proper English punctuation and Gen Z being afraid. Maybe they're mad at their English teacher. They just need to get over themselves.
Think she's a teacher, maybe?
There might be some of that.
Yeah,
Grading
maybe.
these papers.
Maybe.
Colton texting in said, how long will you be at the VFW tomorrow? I will be there pretty much all morning and afternoon.
Skip day to watch basketball, isn't it?
NCAA skip day at the VFW on Star Avenue in Eau Claire tomorrow. I'll be there shortly, right around 11 o'clock. Depends on how quickly we can get up there. And we'll stick around until, 3, 4 in the afternoon, somewhere around there, 6, 7. I don't know.
Who knows what happens? It depends.
I also got a message on Facebook from my guy Kirk. He said, good morning, brother. Great radio show as always. What time is the skip day tomorrow, and where is the location? That would be the VFW on Star
Dude,
Avenue,
their
Claire.
menu looks like bomb.
It is bomb.
Honest.
And I'll be there, like I said, sometime around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
Good drinks and basketball and fun and a good menu and lots of chances to win. I know they've got shirts and brewer tickets and Rockfest tickets and all sorts of stuff.
Got a text from Hunter, all capital letters.
Okay. Hi, Hunter.
Said, hey, Brian, I got my 7 brew this morning. Included a picture of his 7 brew. That thing looks like it's icy delicious. See? He's got an iced coffee. I said, how many cars were in line in front of you? He said 3, which was busy for this time of the morning. He says, I usually don't have to wait. It's Hunter. And I had to send that in all caps from earlier. Yeah, I said, enjoy your coffee, your coffee sugar with crack. And he said, I get sugar-free crack. And he says they also have a Georgia peach iced tea that's lit, apparently.
Tomorrow is my day. I get a treat, a 7 brew treat on Fridays.
Got a text from Cheryl. I wonder how many takes it took to get through the scene with her screaming like that. Did we play some?
Yes.
What?
From the movie that your dad loves. It was moaning. I think it was
Lassie.
moaning. Yes, Lassie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kim Cattrall doing Lassie in Porky's. Yeah, with them laughing. Oh, I'm sure they were all dying laughing. Got a text from Jake earlier. Said, good morning, guys. Have a great Thursday. Today is my 30th birthday. Wanted us to play Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous by Good Charlotte. Did that. He said, thanks, Brian. You're the best. I know you love it. Go Pats. Hell yeah, go Pats. Somebody else texted in and said, in all caps, take the money. Benjamin texted in and said, I'd be gone like Donkey Kong with that case. I said, no doubt. Shorty, hashtag Florida man, said, bloody note inside the suitcase that said, don't, hell no. I'm calling the cops. No note inside that suitcase. I probably would take it, but I would take it to the cops. I would be shaking like a dog, bleeping a chicken bone. So, man, sensitive people. What is your problem? $1 million out in the middle of the woods? Thank you very much. You only got one life to live. Might as well make the most of it, Gene.
I'm not taking it. Hey, today's a big day. This was always exciting when the kids were growing up and Take advantage of it and help out Children's Miracle Network. Dairy Queen today, it's free cone day.
Oh.
So you get your free small vanilla cone today. So whether you're a super fan of DQ or you just like an ice cream cone for free, go get your cone today. And then if you get it dipped, by the way, they have the delicious toppings. You can do the strawberry, the chocolate, or whatever. If you do that, it's $1, and that $1 goes directly to CMN. So get your free cone at Dairy Queen today, and if you've got a spare $1, get it dipped, and that money's going to go to CMN.
Jim texted in earlier, said, I can't believe how sensitive some of these younger kids are. Hard adjustment for me because I have no filter. Really see it in school. Jim's obviously back at school as an older gentleman and has to deal with these young whippersnappers and their sensitivity to capital letters. Also got a text from someone who said, Gen Z doesn't capitalize letters or use punctuation because they don't know how to do it properly. There might be some of that.
They just don't in text because it's easier and quicker and faster.
Yeah. And Brandon, with Building a Refuge, our buddy who we talked to earlier this week, said, he said, I agree with you. I'd rather be an average player on an elite team, but I would take that effing $1 million and run. LOL. No doubt. No doubt. Thank you very much for all the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Get a free cone at Dairy Queen.
Get yourself a cone and go Badgers.
And on Wisconsin. Game starts at 12:50.